Warrior, this is one of the most disturbing things to come down the pike in a long time. Maybe in the entire existence of Lynn's Warriors, and I want to share it with you because it's critical and crucial. This is an American crisis. Congress, just a couple of days ago, proposed a 10-year ban on state AI regulations. Remember, AI, artificial intelligence. Um, House Republicans added a sweeping moratorium to a budget bill, and I mean, I can almost not get the words out, but I want to fill you in about this. Here's the crux of the bill: proposing banning states from regulating AI for the next 10 years. And it was very neatly, as they pointed out, tucked into this budget reconciliation bill last Sunday. And it started coming to light with the public, or those of us that work in this arena of trafficking, exploitation. I would say that was Monday and Tuesday. And nobody knew about it. They snuck it in. Why would they do that? But this bill, this snuck in this little line, it would block most state and local governments from enforcing the regulations until 2035 if passed. Now let's talk about the problems with this. AI. Everybody thinks we're in the infancy of AI right now, and in the public's minds we are. But it's been around a long time. They've just, big tech, been waiting to unleash this. We had that explosion in 2022 of Chat GPT, and everybody thought that was cute and it was interesting. Getting the public habituated, normalized that this is available. But the industry experts warn that this potential regulatory vacuum, and we're talking a 10 years if this is passed, would come precisely when AI systems are becoming more powerful and pervasive across America. And especially, we got to keep thinking of our children. And this would create this unprecedented situation, allowing AI to just be a runaway train, right? It's already a runaway train. This would be even more of a runaway train because Congress is proposing, the House, it would operate without state level guardrails because it's in its most infancy right now, its most transformative decade. And that's exactly the problem. This is the time when, remember, law lags behind technology. There should be some guardrails or something. Again, it's pointing out how big tech is ruling the roost. They're in charge. It includes a couple of exceptions. It presents kind of this double-edged sword. It aims to prevent a fragmented regulatory environment that could stifle innovation. But on the other hand, it also creates a vacuum, leaving a lot of critical decisions about AI governance in the hands of private entities without enough oversight. Again, I'm thinking of kids. How is this going to affect our kids? And I want to talk about how can we streamline all of this. I think if we had states, and already we're behind with all of this, but I think we could have laws that streamline all of this AI. If we had licensing and permitting and zoning and procurement and reporting, why aren't we talking about that? Why are we talking about letting them run amok to do what they want? Once again, big tech has been able, they've been hiding behind Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act since 1996, the infancy, the birth really of the internet. And they have gotten away with everything because their job, and I don't blame them, they want to make money and they're protected. So now we have artificial intelligence. Think of our children. Think of what's going on. We have the administration also enforcing and talking about K through 12, AI education. Why are they doing that? Again, it's pointing to me, in my mind, that big tech is ruling the roost. Then we have Vice President J.D. Vance gave a speech how great this AI, artificial intelligence, will be for our children. You know and I know, and I don't have to explain it to you. Our children have been so dumbed down in society. When did our children become chattel? When do we allow when did this happen that our children, our precious children, our future adults, our future leaders in America are allowed to be these guinea pigs? We've seen what the internet has done to them, the isolation, right? And now we're going to have the chatbots and the artificial intelligence. They're not going to be using their minds even more to critically think, analyze. It's a nightmare. Now, look, the internet's not going away. None of us want that, but we want to have some semblance of, governance, some semblance of, and I'm talking about kids now. Nobody's trying to take your privacy or mine. We're talking about children. Why is it open game for kids? So when I say there was a war on for our children, not only is that international, it's also domestically. And we have to look at this. Why don't 10 years? I can't even imagine what will go on. And certainly our kids, their privacy, their information, where is that all going? How is it being mined? What will happen with all of that? Don't you have a lot of questions? Because I do. And I leave you with something when I was in Washington just the other day and I was bringing it up. Nobody seemed to know about it. And that is Mark Zuckerberg announced on Instagram recently that his Ray-Ban sunglasses, so cool guys, as he put it, are now being rolled out. They look just like, regular sunglasses. The problem is you cannot opt out. You will be under surveillance. We've talked about this 24/7, 365. This person wearing these Ray-Ban sunglasses, it's connected to AI, artificial intelligence. It is gathering where you're going, what your mind is thinking. If you talk, your words. What a potential minefield for crime. Think about this. And also, again, and Mark Zuckerberg, he says, and I'm going to be collecting all this information and feeding it into our AI systems. This is not good enough. We must come together. Please honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. We need each and every one of you. This is a warrior's call to action. Contact house.gov, senate.gov. Talk about this AI regulation. I'll put a link in the body of this video so you understand, and also house.gov, senate.gov. We need them to hear from us now. The fact that they snuck this in on a Sunday into a budget bill and nobody knew about it, people that should know about it, that's nefarious to me and should be to you. Remember, follow the links when I put them in the body of this video. Please, it takes just a few minutes to write to who represents you. No, I'll put the sample of what you're to say. It's one sentence. We will not stand for this because we are warriors. Remember this. Each and every day when you get up, go out and be a warrior. Thank you.